Zugno. Yeah. We be chopping it up. Word around town, we be chopping it up. AC the barber, he be chopping it up. Chopping it up. Brand new podcast, chopping it up. You can get you some game or you can get you a cut. We speaking all kind of topics from rich to poor. All negative vibes, get your ass out the door. We connecting with the people trying to get them some knowledge. Whether working 9 to 5 or trying to get into college. We talking business, religion, race, cops, sports, celebrity, health, ops, everyday.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chopping It Up podcast. Hey, right here in Bryan, Texas. We doing it right here at Elegant Cuts Barbershop. Y'all know the face that's on the screen right now is my face. It's a pretty face. Hey, but look here. I got somebody that's in my special guest today that's here today. Hey, I want y'all to embrace him. But this man need no introduction. Why am I doing all this? Why am I doing all this? But this is a young man here that I've grown to love. I've grown to see his work and still admire his work and what he does in the community here in Bryan College Station area, in the barbering industry, in the business world. Hey, man, this man has been doing this thing a long time, and a long time he going to keep doing this thing. Yeah. This man needs no introduction, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. Mike Espitia, right here from College Station, from Bryan College Station's Gold Star Barber. Hey, man, say what's up to the people.
Hey, what up, world? Nah, hey, I appreciate you. This is my second time out. You know, we come out here, we drop some gems, and you know that's what it's about right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Mike, I want to get right into it, man. I really appreciate you coming and last time you gave us a lot of nuggets, man, and us sitting down talking about business. But now we want to know, like, what you been up to, like what you been up to since last time.
Man, right now we just kind of like in a restructure stage. You know, at the end of the day, it's like history repeats itself, so you got to keep modernizing your systems. And we just kind of going back, you know, what works, what doesn't work. And we're just trying to grow, keep growing more people. We're growing tremendously. So like now we're starting to invest in staff a different type of way. You know, we're trying to get it to where we take care of everybody's future.
Yeah. That's the generational thing. Like trying to make sure that your people good and that they sustain a long time.
Yeah, because it's just like fast money. You can get that fast money now. And I've been telling a lot of people, especially since I had the school, you know, like social media, it makes everything a trend. And a while back, you know, real estate was a trend, and then you got oil field was a trend, and barbering was a trend, you know, and everybody comes into this industry, not just our industry, but a bunch of industries, you know, hoping to ride that wave of that trend. And it kind of hurts and it waters down like your business and stuff like that. So, you know, with any business, to be successful, you got to keep pouring into it and learning different systems.
Yeah. Being a business owner, man, that take it. It pours on you so much. Yep. And I can imagine, man, because I remember when I first met you, man, you ain't had no gray hair. Now I'm looking at you, man, you got gray hair.
I got gray. My daughter always tells my little 6-year-old every time because I got two. I got one here and one here. And every time in the morning she says, "Dad, you turn into a grandpa. You always turn into a grandpa." I was like, hey now.
But in the end, you know, if you don't put in the work, then you won't know your business.
Oh yeah, you won't grow.
Yeah, and you won't. It's hard to progress and proceed, you know, and go further and not know if you don't know what you're doing.
Yep.
And learning more about, you know, the system, the internet, all these things that are going on in the world today that improves business.
Yep.
You know, back in the day when I was coming up, man, what internet? No, man, I ain't fooling with no internet, man. You know, excuse my French, but we would say that was white people stuff. You know, but nowadays you have to have the internet. Yeah. You have to have all these social media platforms in order to push your business, in order to push your ideas, in order to show people what you're doing in your business and how you're improving. And one thing I can say about your business, man, I've never been disappointed on seeing the growth of how you do things. Yes, and it's my hats off to you, man. You're a hard worker, and it's showing. Ain't no hate in my blood, man. I've grown to love you, your family, man. We don't talk daily, but just know, man, I pray for y'all, man, and I'm pushing for you to continue, and that's just not just talk because we on the camera and all that, but that's real.
I appreciate
and I can say that out loud, and when I post it, everybody can see that. Like I appreciate you for not only just for what you do in your business, but what you've done for mine and what you continue to do. It takes people like you to make up this industry.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to give you your flowers. They don't want to be honest with you. They don't want to be real with you because they wish they were you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I get that a lot. But like, you always got to return the favor because like when I first started, like y'all was the ones who took me in.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot. Like I learned my year and eight months of being an install working with you guys, like, that's where I was like, you know what? I took the best of both worlds. I took the best of the barbershop, and then when I moved to the salon, I took the best of the salon, and then that's how I created Mike's. And I was just like, what was fun and what I liked there and what the clients liked, and then what was fun over there. Like, I want to live life and have a career just having fun.
Yeah. And with that being said, Mike, what do you see yourself outside of the barbershop? Like, what does Mike like to do? Like, other than cut hair?
Oh, man, I got some new hobbies than I used to have. Back in the day, flag football, basketball, but then I broke my foot, and I can't move around like I used to. So now I'm more of a pool player. I like to golf.
Oh, you play pool?
Yeah, I play pool.
Man, I ain't good at no pool, though.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I like to play pool. I just joined a league on Tuesday nights. I ain't really good, but like I can hold my own. On some nights and pool and golf. It's one of the things that you got to do it like repetition to get better. And I've been doing it continuously now with some friends and stuff. And for me, it's just like a way just to get it out. And when you're on a golf course, you're gonna have 5 people around you. Yeah. So it's just you and 5 people, and you just out there, the green grass. It's just and we go early morning, so it's not too hot, and it's just vibe really. Yeah, man. I've never been good at either one of those. I didn't even tried golfing or I tried bowling out here at the bowling alley here, but that's amateurs type stuff. That ain't no big time. Yeah, I ain't. It's just hard for me, man, just to get moving around sometimes because I say I'm gonna do something. Yeah. And then when I get to the house and get in that air conditioner, because we in Texas. Yeah. It's October, bro, and it's still hot. And that's why I chose barbering as my career. Playing football and being in the sun. Yeah. It'd be hot. I said, I'm gonna have a job where I work in the inside.
Did you ever try? Did you ever do the softball league thing?
Nah, I did like tournaments. Playing big ball with some friends and stuff. Yeah. But I just never when I was coming up in sports, I ran track. So it interfered with baseball. Yeah. So I was good at track. So that was my sport.
What you ran in track, Mike? I ain't know that.
Hey, I ran hurdles. And 4x4.
Man. Yeah. No wonder, man. This boy say he ran the hurdles, man. Man, looking at him, I ain't even know. Yeah, but I knew if he said that, he had to be fast. Yeah. Because, man, back in the day, you had to have something with these feet. You know what I'm saying? T.I. said a long time ago, I'm fast as lightning, bro. You better use your Nikes, bro.
They say slow feet don't eat.
Yeah, slow feet don't eat. That's the truth of the matter. But man, it's good to know that you're enjoying yourself with life and enjoying yourself with your family, with your business. But like, what is something that you want to do that nobody knows that you can just lightly share with the people? Without getting into in depth, you ain't got to explain.
Like business wise or just like family wise.
Just overall, whatever you want to share, whatever you want.
So this my daughter's. Like she's like growing up. She's kind of been an introvert. So like now she's gotten into playing volleyball, and like she likes it, and she's every day she's looking forward to it. So I kind of been putting a lot of stuff to the side and letting a lot of stuff go, so I can invest in my kids and doing what she likes to do. Especially just seeing her happy for something, other than school, and now it's the sport, and us just working out together, and doing things. I know this is what she's gonna remember the most. Yeah,
that's important, man, because a lot of times we're so busy with our careers and a lot of things that we do. Yeah, we miss out on some of the things with our kids.
And that's kind of when I first started working at the barbershop. That's when I had Maddie, that young age.
I remember.
And I was always at the barbershop just grinding. So I missed a lot of her, her early life. So like now, just trying to be there and you know, not really trying to just get back lost times or anything, but you know, just be there and be supportive. You know, let her know like, Dad got you.
Yeah. Because that's important. I know that's important to her. I know it's important to, you know, to your wife and to, you know, man. I always tell people, man, you got the best mother there is, boy.
Yeah, she be working,
man.
She be helping out, like,
yeah, you got the best mother there is, man. So I could see, you know, I can see the cleanliness with the girls,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
you know,
They-
and with
they-
your mom, and
yeah, they're real tight.
Now your dad, he just cool. You know, he just always the cool cat,
stay out the
you know?
way, you know, quiet, you know.
But it's just good to see, from when I first met you and I first met your family to now to see that they haven't changed.
Yeah.
You know, they've been genuine. I haven't had any encounters with them. I mean, far as I know, they've always said the right things. They've always done the right things.
Yeah.
Now, of course, in the matter of that, I just know that people are gonna be people, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But to know them as who they are, from what I know, they solid. So I mean, I just don't understand how people want your mother to do something for them, and that's your mama.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah. I mean, but she been up
But
and back
she do
with
it. She do
and I'm
it.
like, you know, she do it, and she's there for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, at the end of the day, like, I like to share my mom with other people because
Yeah.
It's sometimes a lot of my friends didn't have that mother figure or that father figure, you know, and we kind of we grew up rough too, you know, so they're not just speaking from just to speak, they kind of speak from experience.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So how is it, man, that you can be in all this stuff, man, and don't drink no Red Bulls? And have all the energy, man.
I don't like energy drinks. I like my friends, you know, sometimes I bring one to the shop and I drink one or whatever, but I don't know. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables.
So it's like more of the health thing that drives you. Like
now, since I broke my foot and I did put on that weight, you know, I kind of went through depression and a lot of things, and you know, then you kind of see who's there for you, who's not there for you, and things like that. So it's like at the end of the day, you got to invest into yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I know that was probably tough, man, to go through that because the same ones you probably helped, the same ones you know, you did a lot of things for, and you know, had conversations with.
Oh yeah.
They, you know, they if they're not there for you, man, it's kind of it bothers you a little bit. You kind of wonder what I got them in my life for when all they doing is taking.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like, you know, getting more back closer with God and stuff like that, you kind of see and just going to church, it's like every time you go to church, it's like he's talking to you.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just something that I feel. That's just something I always experience. Like every time I go seek the word, it's just like it's a conversation. Like
yeah,
you know?
and you got to have that word, man. But y'all are tuned in and listening to this man give y'all the true gospel. You have to go to church. Yeah. Yes, you. The one that's looking at us right now. If this man go to church, you got to go.
Yeah.
Now, me, on the other hand, y'all pray for me. I'm going. But I don't go like I used to, but I'm going. I got to be honest, Mike. I don't go like I used to, but I'm going.
Yeah.
I got to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
But you out there, you got to go. But it's good that you mentioned that, Mike, about God, because a lot of people leave God out in the plans and the business and the success, and they don't know really how you feel about certain things or really how you look at things. You know, they just see the benefit of how hard you work and God's blessing you.
Yep.
But they don't know how you really feel.
You know, and that's the little things that I always say. It's the little things that make the bigger picture, and a lot of people just focus on the bigger picture. But that's kind of going back to the generation kind of nowadays. Like nobody wants to put the work to get to that, to get to that final stage, and that's where it's hard because nobody really knows how hard you work, but you and your family.
Yeah.
And then to see like the success, and then sometimes you're like you can see like when I share something, boom, and then people don't get that much. You don't get that much love, but when somebody shares the same, like I just did that last week. Yeah. And it's like, they get all the praise and stuff like that. And I don't look for that no more, Like I just at the end of the day I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna keep what my calling is. And I'm just going through a different path, a different journey. Like I'm really starting to see in life that there is levels.
Yeah.
There is real life levels to things that we do, And man, it's crazy, but once you master one level and created a system and was disciplined with it, then the levels become easier because it's something that I already done before. I'm just doing it with different people.
Yeah. And the creativity in that, it just enhances.
Yeah.
You know, you think about other things you can venture in, and you know, different states, different countries, anywhere, man. Because who can tell you no when you have the plan and you make preparation to take care of that to do it.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell. I'm quite sure plenty of people told you no when you first started the barbershop and when you started the school. Man, you don't need to do all that.
Yeah.
You doing too much.
Yep.
But those are the ones that want you to always not have or not be, successful.
I always say those are the ones that's scared to take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
And then we see somebody else take it, then they're just like, man, I could have done that, or I could have,
Yeah.
And you see that all the time. I mean, I see that all the time. I can be out somewhere and it's like, dang, like I thought we was cool. And then you hating and you talking like that, like.
Yeah.
Right?
Man, one thing about me, Mike, man, I always stay to myself.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And I've been learning that lately. Like I really just been low key. Like I got my blinders back on. I'm doing my thing. I'm grinding right now.
Yeah.
Like,
You have to be like that because where God has taken you, man, a lot of people can't go with you.
Yeah.
Just to be honest.
Yeah.
They're not gonna understand.
Yeah.
So, that's just what it is. And I had to learn that myself.
Yeah.
With just dealing with people. Because I was I ain't gonna lie, man, I was a no nonsense guy, man. I wouldn't deal with nobody. I wouldn't even let nobody come in and cut.
Yeah.
Like, man, look, this is what this got to be, and that's it. Either you got this and or you ain't coming.
Yeah.
But God has softened my heart, and I'm learning how to deal with certain things on a certain level with different people because everybody has a dilemma. Everybody has something that they're dealing with, whether it be a flaw in cutting hair, whether it be their attitude, whether it be their professional. It's something that they're dealing with. Maybe it's something at the home.
Yeah.
It's something that they're dealing with.
And so like lately, kind of what I've been doing is I'm in this restructure stage. Is I'm going back and kind of just going back into the barbershops and just learning my people. And I'm not asking them and talk to them. I'm just sitting back and I'm studying them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what are you good at? And I'm asking myself, what are they good at? What is this person good at? What is this person good at? Because when they're always focused on like trying to do something that they're not good at, or like if you think about it, if everybody just cuts hair and they're not maximizing what they're good at, then everybody's fighting for the same clients.
Yeah.
You're fighting for the same clients. You're not out there. You're not out there in the community doing different things to bring clients in because you're in here waiting for the same people. Like, no, like now I got to sit back and I'm thinking, okay, she's good at this. He's good at this. They're good at this. Let me figure out a system where I can maximize what they're good at.
Yeah.
So when they're working at Ghost Star Barber Studio, they're always having fun because they're doing what they love to do.
Yeah.
And that's what it was back in the day. Like everything it's always been great, but when people get content, and it feels like they do the same thing over and over and over again, you have to kind of go back and do self-evaluation. Because there was times in my career where I was like, man, I don't even want to cut hair no more. And it was like, well, why do I feel like that? Why I think like that, And I'm going to work like, oh, man, I'm, rubbing off on other people. But in reality, I just needed to kind of just to change the people around me, And it's like when you walk into anywhere, and if you're the only light in the building and everybody else, then your light starts to dim. And it's like, hey, I come in, I'm trying to reflect my positive energy off everybody else, and I need that same stuff in return. So I got to figure out why you ain't giving that.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Y'all listening to the Chopping It Up podcast. I'm here with my man. I call him the baby Jesus of the game, of the barbering industry. Mike Espitia. Hey, man, he's changing the game. Y'all heard him what he said. He's revamping some things. He's restructuring some things in his business. But that also comes on a platform in his spiritual life, in his home. Because you can't restructure stuff just in the business. You got to restructure stuff at home. You got to restructure stuff, in your spiritual life for the platform. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, there's growth. When there's change, there's growth.
Yeah.
Because that's growth.
Yep.
So you got to be positive in that, man, even though we don't understand and see exactly what the end is, but we know that the end is positive. Yep. It's great because we serve a God that's going to allow us to be that great because he's great. I always tell people, man, no matter how you feel, And no matter what you go through in life, if you just give God the praise, man, and continue to pray and ask him to guide you through things in life.
And whether it's good or bad. Like, you can't just, and I had to learn it too. It's like, you can't just ask God, you can't just talk to God when everything's going wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all them signs that he was giving you when everything was going right, and you wasn't paying attention, and you wasn't doing this, like, you got it. It's when it's good and when it's bad.
Yeah. That's y'all heard it right here. When it's good and when it's bad. Now he talking to you and me about giving God the praise when it's good and when it's bad. So moving right along, Mike. So how is it that you're able to obtain all of these different creativity? Well, let me change the course. I had got the signal and the sign that we're going to take a break.
Commercial break.
So we're going to pay some bills, and then we're going to come back at you right here on the Chopping It Up podcast with my bro, Mike Espitia. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chopping It Up podcast. I'm here with my brother, the ace-boo coon of the barber industry. Hey, man, on my mama, this boy know what he doing. You know what I'm saying? None other than Mike Espitia. Hey, man, right here in College Station, Bryan College Station area, Gold Star Barber Studio. He owns the Gold Star Barber College. And a lot of other things that he's working on. And I ain't finna tell y'all all that. You got to do your research. Do your research. If you wanna participate, if you wanna help this young man out, if you wanna support his businesses, hey man, do your research. That's all I'm asking. But anyway, we're gonna move right on along. I wanna bring to your attention, Mike, and as I was going to ask, how is it that you continue to have creative things going without being discouraged in it? You kind of get what I'm saying? Like, say, well, this is a good idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. You know, I've done myself like that, you know.
So, well, first of all, you got to surround yourself with innovators, people that have done it before.
Yeah.
And when you start to see, like, failure comes with it. Like, go look at a millionaire's credit report. They're going to have bankruptcies. Like, you're going to have like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
You know, millionaires, because they're not scared to try again. Or they're not scared because it might not work the first time, but I figured it out. I got further than I got last time. Now it didn't work. Okay, but let's figure it out again. And figure it out again. And then so what I started to realize is you can't do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
And you know, you have a good product, but if you're closing and you're not helping and you're not sharing it with other people and pouring it to other people, then how are other people gonna get that product? You know?
Yeah.
And that's what I started learning lately. Like I was like, oh, well, that's $200 there, or I got to pay him to do this and do that. Well, I'm paying them for what they specialize in because I don't specialize in that.
Yeah.
You know, so now I'm just using my money in a different way. You know, and I'm using it in the right way.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. That's what's helping me right now. That's what I know is helping me right now. Is now I'm starting to pay people to do what they're known to do. This is what they specialize in. Instead of trying to invest into my partners and my friends and just wasting money and stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Because I never looked at it like that, to be honest. You know, because I'm cheap.
I'm cheap too, boy.
But that's the truth. What you're saying, like. When you pay people to do stuff that you can't do or you don't want to do, in the sense of because of the timing of it, it makes it life a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then you're giving unto those people. You're sowing into those people.
Yeah.
And once you sow into them, you know that's the harvest of what God does. You know, sowing and reaping are the keys to the kingdom.
Yep.
So we have to know that. Me personally. I'm talking about me, y'all. I ain't talking about Mike. I'm talking about me. I have to sow into the people that I know I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
But that God is still working on me on that area, Mike. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, but I gotta work.
It ain't about about how fast you do it. It's just as long as you do it.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, man. It's just seeing how things are going out here in the world. Mm-hmm. It kind of makes you think about Me, I ain't hanging around no youngsters.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not doing that, Mike. I can't, man. I like
It's
people
hard.
nowadays,
Yeah.
dude. They'll spook you.
It's really hard too, especially like teaching and educating, because a lot of these kids live with their mom and dad, and they don't they don't care about customer service. They don't care about paying no bills. You know, they just come and go as they please.
Yeah.
And thinking like, oh well, it's always gonna be like this. Well, when they cut you off, what you gonna do? How you gonna survive?
How you maintain?
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, like what? How is it that what drove you from a time when you were in school and did you have your mama there say, hey boy, you got to get up and do this and do this? Did they stay on you like that when you were coming up? Like you know what I mean? Like when you got to that point to where you.
I think what made me what got me disciplined was playing sports.
Yeah.
You know, sports. You had to get up in the morning. You had to be there on time. You know, you talk back. You had to run. You know, like, you missed. You had to run. You act up in class. You had to run.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think that's why I was so good as so many different things, because I was always doing the extra.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I tell like people like, you want to be extraordinary or you want to be ordinary.
Yeah.
Right. If you want to be extraordinary, well, you have to put in the extra stuff that this person ain't doing, the extra stuff that this person ain't doing. And then that's how you become extraordinary, because if not, you're just going to be ordinary like everybody else. Everybody else that only practices when it's time to practice. They don't do the extra work. They don't do the little things like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's kind of what has been setting me apart for so long, is because, like I said, I never had a job. Like, I never worked for nobody. You know, I did some part-time work, Shipley's Donuts. I did tile before I started cutting hair. I worked at RVS during the summer and stuff, just for extra income before I got into the barbershop. And then, so if I start doing stuff and I still have to go backwards, then everything that I worked for, it's like for nothing.
Yeah. So in other words, y'all, he's saying you got to put in the extra work in order to see the benefit of the work. If you don't, then you'll just be ordinary like everybody else. So there's a song that says, you wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym. Drake said that on one of his albums. So you have to be very, very clear when you're doing things. So this man didn't just get to where he's at just by doing stuff the regular way like everybody else. He put in the work. So if you want to be great, you got to put in the work. That's all he's saying. Yeah. It ain't hard, America. It's not hard, Bryan College Station. It's not hard. All you have to do is put in the work. And a lot of people don't want to do that, Mike, because they're so settled and they're so comfortable with nothing.
Yeah.
You meet people like that?
Yeah. I know so many people too. It's like where you help them and you help them get to that next level, and when they get to that next level, where they didn't surpass what they done broke their cycle on what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then so now they become content. And now when they become content, then everybody else around them starts to feel that same energy. Yeah. And it's hard, and especially hard in business, because like you love people and they've been with you from the beginning, or they've been with you for so long. But then this is my business. Yeah. This is my sacrifice, and this is not your sacrifice. So when you come to work content, like I'm always on you, because you're not meeting your maximum potential. And then when you're not meeting your maximum potential, then you hinder my business. Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, I gave all for my business, myself, my family, and things like that. So I can't allow somebody else to come into my business and bring it down, because when they leave, they're just going to leave.
Yeah. That's true. I've had apples out of that bag many times. Mm-hmm. But, I just know that, man, I pray. Yeah. And I ask God to lead and guide me in a lot of things, because I know the old me.
Yeah, I old me. That's where I got that label as being an asshole. But because I was a young me, where I was like, I'm over here thinking everybody works like me, everybody grinds like me, and then when I don't see them doing the work that I'm doing, and I always felt like, damn, my mindset was like, damn, they're always just, oh, you come in, you riding the wave, you come in, you riding the wave, and but then they had to kind of go back and then kind of, I was self-taught. Right? Yeah. And a lot of these people over here, they not even taught.
Yeah.
So they just don't know.
Yeah.
And the whole time over here, like sometimes I get mad or frustrated because I feel like they just ride the wave, but in reality, like we just not teaching them what they need to be taught.
And I've grown to know, Mike, and this might seem funny, but some people they just retarded.
It's hard.
They just retarded, man. Man, no matter what you try to teach them, what you try to tell them, man, it's like, whoa, where you get that from?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard. Sometimes, yeah, you got to like, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you really got to figure out how to put yourself in other people's shoes.
Man, I can't put myself in them type of shoes.
Because it's hard. It's hard, you know.
Man,
it's hard. Yeah.
Man, it's like pulling teeth, bro. It's like man, do I know how to? Because sometimes I question, am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
Because I want people to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, not just here, but even in my family.
Yeah.
You know, people that I come in contact with. I always want to leave things better than when I approached it and when I came into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it becomes a knack with me, and sometimes I get irritated by it, but I can't rush the process.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I know God be like, well, don't rush the process. I'd be
Yeah.
like, man, look here now.
And yeah,
You know,
I see that a lot. Like with myself and other people, it's like, well, he did it. Why can't I? And it's like, well, it's maybe his time. It may be, because even when we first tried to open the big barbershop, and we got denied the first time, and it was like it just wasn't our time.
Yeah.
And then circle back 2 months later, and then from that time it was like I'm over here. I wasn't really beating myself up, but I was trying to figure out, okay, why didn't that happen? Why that happen? Why I didn't get approved? Why I didn't do that?
Yeah.
And then so in 2 months I learned it, figured it out, and then it came back. The opportunity just came back, and it was like, boom. Yeah. It kind of fell in the lap, but and that's what I just say. Sometimes we try to rush stuff, and it's just not our time.
Yeah. That's now. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Now the man is speaking prophetically to you guys out there, and to me too. Sometime this ain't your time. When you biting them nails, it ain't your time. You picking your toes at night and rubbing your head and wondering how you gonna fix it. It's not your time.
Yeah.
So that's basically what he's saying. Sometimes you have to wait on the process for God to release you and for things to fall into your lap.
Yep.
I too have had a apple out of that bag, man. But I try not to rush things because I'm older anyway,
Yeah.
So I ain't in no hurry anyway. But it just in seeing the things, how things are floating in the world and how things are floating in business and in my life and in my family, it's like, man, I want my kids to be right here, but it's not the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's some stuff too. Like you got to kind of go back and say, okay, what am I working for?
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people we don't really understand. Like I said, what do you go to work for? I said, well, I go work for, and I do this, and that. Okay, but like, what are you going to work for?
Yeah.
What are you actually working towards? What is your 5-year goal? What is your 10-year goal? What are you looking to get out of it? And people and everybody, like I feel like everybody, just because how social media is nowadays, everybody just living in the moment. Boom,
Yeah.
boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah. Ain't no substance with
and
that.
now I feel like you can't. Like I'm seeing that you can't. Because now if you have a planned course of action, now you know what you're working towards, because like at the end of the day, like, people say, okay, well, you make a lot of money, you do this, and that. Well, really and truly, like, I invest my money into other stuff for my future, for my kids' future.
Yeah.
And so like, I don't got a lot of money because it's invested. It's invested here.
Yeah.
It's putting over here. It's doing things over here. So therefore, in the long run, so when I really want to stop, I can stop.
Yeah.
Not like damn, like I can't do this no more, but I gotta go do this because I ain't got no money coming in, or I don't got this coming in or that coming in. Like no, like and that's what we're trying to do at Ghost Star now. Who else is investing into their staff?
Yeah.
So now we got some stuff that we're working on, but now we're just working for the future of the people. Like you can have the best barbers, but sometimes the best barbers come with the worst habits.
Yeah.
And I'm over that. Like, I don't go home and argue. I don't go argue with my kids. So I ain't gonna sit here and argue with people. Like, at the end of the day, like I can cut, and I know I can cut.
Yeah.
So I can replace you and put somebody else there, And so now that's my mindset. Like I used to always try to bend over backwards. Oh, okay, try to be the nice guy, but the nice guy only got me so far.
Yeah. And people tend to, when they know that you need them, or you want them more than they want to be there, and not want to abide by your rules.
Yeah.
Then I'm good at making an example out of people quick.
I'm good at investing in somebody else who everybody thought that wasn't good, and now they're good, and they're like, oh shit.
Yeah. But see, Mike, I dance by a different tune, man. I just get rid of everybody and just shut it down.
Yeah.
And just be me in here.
Yeah.
It'd
be so hard for me. It just be so hard for me to do something like that.
Yeah, but see, you on a
I'm
bigger
so far
scale.
in.
You deep in there. See, that's why I'm low key.
I'm
low key. I'm in the duck off. I'm in Bryan. I'm over here in this poverty area, and there ain't no money flowing. They got the road cut down there. Hey man, look him.
Yeah, we gonna get
Yeah, buddy. It's you got to shape up or fly right. And that's just a lot of times. I understand my purpose though, bro. I understand why I'm here. And why? Because a lot of times I ask God, like, why am I still doing this? And the answer that I've gotten was because the people need me. It's certain people that I have to come in contact with, that I have to, and it's more than haircutting. It's more about the conversation, the downtime, the conversation like we're having about God and structure and things of that nature. And these people they don't know nothing about God.
Yeah.
The ones that I be getting, or they may know a little bit, but it's not, their life isn't consumed with God.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. So, and then a lot of people think that it's because of the haircut. It's because of, the platform. But nah, it's because of God.
And I tell this all the time, and I'm trying to integrate this, not into my stuff, but everybody out there. Like, everybody cuts hair. Yeah. And I can go to the barbershop and get a haircut anywhere. Yeah. Right? It might be a good haircut, it might be a bad haircut, right? And that's what everybody focuses on nowadays. They're only focused on the haircut. But if you focus on the experience and how you make people feel, is what's gonna really make people come back.
Yeah. Yeah. That's deep, man, because a lot of young people don't see that. They don't see the experience of how you make a person feel.
Yeah. And that's people say, okay, well, how do you stay wealthy? Yeah. Right? Well, if you have a lot of money, but if you come across a lot of money, but you don't do nothing else after that, then you're not going to be wealthy. Yeah. You were just rich. Yeah. And then so now I tell people, okay, well, how do you keep that money coming in? Well, you need residual income. Well, how do you get residual income? Right? Yeah. So you got to build relationships with your clients. You got to figure out and know your clients. Like if clients come every week, well, let me go ahead and take care of you every week. Every week at 3 o'clock. I've been seeing you every Friday at 3 o'clock. Well, let me get you booked for the rest of the year, so that can be your guaranteed slot. Yeah. Because now it's a repetitive thing. When people start doing stuff repetitive, they're going to always do it. Now, if they do it every now and then, well, they're going to start missing appointments, or they're going to start doing stuff because they're not planning their day around what they were doing every Thursday or every Friday at 3 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah. And then so that's how I was doing the system. I was running the system to where I was taking care of my clients because, you're your own boss, but you're really not your own boss because you could be at the barbershop all day, don't cut nobody. Yeah, you're your own boss and you broke. Yeah. Right? But the people that pay you are your boss. Because that's the money that's coming in. That's the money that's coming in. So okay, let me take care of my people. Let me make sure that before I go on vacation, let me make sure I got everybody in that week. Let me make sure my Thursday, if I'm leaving on Friday at 5 o'clock, well, let me figure out a way to get them in at a time that was convenient for them. Yeah. That's the sacrifice of what
that makes it work for you.
Yep.
Because you're building, and when you're building, it takes sacrifice.
It takes sacrifice, and that's why I tell a lot of people. I see a lot of barbers jump into the industry, and they don't and their books ain't full for the whole week, but they charging $40, $50, $100 after hours. I'm just like, yeah. Those are the ones that come in and water the game down, but those are also ones that help the game because when they're giving out that bad $40 haircut, we're gonna come over here and love this $40 haircut. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then so it sometimes it helps. It hurts the image of the industry, but it helps like the barber of the community.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you'll be able to decipher or where to get a good haircut at and where to get a bad one at.
Yeah.
You know, just to get thrown around and tossed around. Because I've been on both ends of the stick where people say I've given them good haircuts, people say I've given them bad haircuts.
Yeah.
People say a lot of things.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I just know I can cut hair. At the end of the day, I know I can cut some hair.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of the day, man, I realize a lot of young people that come out into this industry, they don't understand the sacrifice
That we made, like, and it's like it sucks because like when you mix a young barber with an older barber, and the older barber already has this clientele, and he takes off on Saturdays and he takes off at 5 o'clock throughout the week because he getting it from 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You know, he meeting his quota every week. Yeah, and then you get the young barbers and that come in, they don't do nothing, they sit around, they be on their phone, and then when we get on them because, hey, why you not here Saturday? Why you not here Friday? Oh, because such and such was off. Yeah, but y'all be worried about the wrong thing. Your book's not even full. You come in and if you work at a Walmart, right? You go to Walmart and you work from 9 to 5. Well, you probably busy from 9 to 5 doing whatever work you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But now you work for yourself. You come in, you sit in a barbershop, and you sit around and you do this all day, and then you take 2-hour lunch breaks, and then you do all the other stuff like that. Your productivity rate ain't even high, so you ain't making no money. And then now we on you because I can't rely on you to be here. I can't rely on you to bring customers back. Like, so now, what I need you for in the business?
Yeah.
You know? And then it comes out, oh, are you tripping? Are you doing this? And like, nah, really, you tripping.
Yeah. It takes people to realize how important it is that they gravitate and that they use their platform to be productive and to be, prosperous in what they do, because you only got two hands.
Yeah.
And in your two hands, you got to work with these two hands.
Yeah.
You know, whether you want to rub on your husband or your wife, but you got to use two hands. So at the end of the day, what you saying, Mike, has a lot of substance in it, and it's right.
Yeah.
It's because the industry here, I used to say stuff, but I don't even say nothing no more.
Yeah.
Because it's like people have their own agenda, they have their own mindset on how things should go.
Yeah.
But then why you not rich?
Yeah.
Why you not? Why the money ain't there?
I look at it now because like it sucked because when somebody like leave the business, right, and then they get they followers hyping them up and whoop de whoop and then they leave and they start trying to bash the business because of this. Okay, when it was good, you weren't saying shit.
Yeah.
Right. Or when you ain't had no clients, who was giving you clients?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you leave, and then you see everybody in the comments, and it's like, and people screenshot it, send it to me, and do this and do that, and it's like you're not gonna say nothing back, and I'm like,
ain't nothing to say.
Ain't nobody on that comment list own their own business.
Yeah.
Who am I justify? What audience am I trying to justify something to?
Yeah.
You know.
I've had people do me like that
and
too.
It's like if I'm selling football tickets to a football game and everybody out here, I'm out at a soccer field, I'm not gonna be selling football tickets to the soccer field. Like it don't make sense because they're not gonna come, they're gonna show up.
Yeah.
So I'm just wasting my energy. So like I just look at it and I just laugh because at the end of the day I just see what them small-minded people. Because if they had a business mindset, they would know you can't give out personal information.
Yeah. I just ignore them. I don't like.
Yeah.
A lot of them. They'll leave and they try to.
I know I'm not the person for everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm the person for some people.
A lot of people come here and think that I'm supposed to take care of them, like in a sense of feed them people. Like no, I do boofing. I ain't doing commissions.
Yeah.
So
oh man,
I ain't going through all that.
So bootering is and it's in the book. It's in the book. Like, so this ain't like me just, it's in the Milady book. I teach the curriculum. And that's what I try to explain to everybody. The book, social media, and real life.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 different things.
Yeah.
Right? So many barbers, they mindset, oh, I'm getting out of school, I'm going to boothering. I'm getting out of school, going boothering. We have a goal at the school where you cut 2 people a day. 2 people a day, and you can't even cut 10 people a week. And then I got to give you people because you can't bring your own 2 people in, 10 people in throughout the week, 2 people a day. But then I got to keep feeding you people just for you to meet your goal. So you're not even ready for booth because that little 20 people you got, right, ain't gonna pay your bills for the. You got a car? How much your car costs, right? You got a phone bill? Do you do or you don't live with your parents, right? So you got rent, you got insurance. Okay, then you got miscellaneous, and then now you got a lot of personal debt before you even hit business debt.
Yeah, you're right.
And then so okay, that 20 people that you have a week.
That ain't gonna cut it.
That's not gonna cut it, and that's why I tell a lot of people. When people say, "Oh, well commissioner, they take this, and that." Well, it has good weeks and it has bad weeks, right?
Yeah.
Or what about the weeks you on vacation? I don't come and say, "Hey, you got that little 300 for the chair since you wasn't here last week." When it's time to buy supplies and stuff for the shop, beer, neck strips, cleaning stuff, advertising for the shop, these events that we do. Like I don't ask nobody to come out of pocket on nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So in boothering, like I feel like if you have to have a sustained, like people come to me and it's like, I had to back to school. Perfect example. I've been slow all summer. Back to school hit one good week. People asking for boothering.
Yeah.
You had one good week. You ain't been booked all summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had one good week and you talking about, hey, can we talk about me going to boothering?
Yeah, I mean that's
So what I do, I say, okay, you're on boothering, you get zero clients from the shop because you're sustainable. You don't have to rely on the shop. I'm just giving you a space to work at.
Yeah.
Because you go to Solar Salon, you go to any suite that you rent a space, you're just paying for the space. You're not paying for. They're not sending you clients.
No.
So you're paying for the space. So you can pay. I'm just charging you for the space here. I don't give you clients. You can keep the clients that you had.
Yeah.
Right. And then I also tell them like this, okay, are you 100% booked out for the week? Are you even at 80% booked out for the week? Every week.
Yeah.
What you ready for boothering for? I don't say that, and I don't do that. I don't say it like in that type of way, but I say it to where it's just like, damn, like, look what you're doing. You're not even ready for this?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to keep you here, but I'm just trying to let you know, like if you leave here, you don't have a set clientele and say, oh, well, I just take my client list with me. Well, that's not how that works because when you came to this business, you didn't have no clients, right? And I can't just give you personal people information. Now, if there's your clients, they're going to follow you. They're going to contact you. You can contact them because you got their number and they'll follow you or whatever. When they call the shop, we tell them where you at. And if they say, oh, well, I'll just go to somebody else. Well, cool, they're going to somebody else because the clients are the business, not the barber.
Yeah. Yeah. I just know that it's a lot that goes. People have their pros and cons with booth rent and commission. I just do what's best for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm on a low budget scale. My overhead ain't high at all. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
So I just want to see the hustle side in people that I work with.
Yeah.
Because if I teach you how to hustle, then guess what?
You can
survive.
You can go hustle anywhere, and that's what I try to still into our people. It's just like if you learn the system, and if you making sure you take care of every single client, give them a punch card, learn how their schedule is. They come every week, every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks. You can put everybody that comes every 4 weeks on your Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. You can put your bi-weekly and weekly clients on your Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So when you go into the shop on a Monday, it's a Friday. You go to the shop on a Tuesday, it's a Friday. Yeah. Because you worked your books, your system. You know your business and how your clients work. So when you know how they work, then you know how you need to adapt and run your business based off of your bosses, which are your people, the clients that come in, because those who pay you,
Yeah.
And when you swing it that way, and now it's a system because it becomes repetitive. Let me make sure that I check them out. I make sure I greet them, go up in the front, shake their hand, invite them to the chair, right? Have a good conversation in the chair, educate them on the products that I'm using, offer additional services. You got a little scruffle on your beard. You want me to go ahead and give you a shave so you don't have to shave? Let me give you a shampoo. You going back to work? Let me give you a shampoo. You going to the gym? You got a bald fade? For sure, let me give you a shampoo.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't get all the sweat bumps with you're putting that shaver and then having them open pores. Let me make sure I shampoo my client, make sure I take care of them. When I give them a shampoo, well, now they think, oh, man, that's the best shampoo I had. You know what? This hair shampoo make your hair grow. This shampoo does this or that or this. And then they think they got to have the shampoo. So now I sell them the shampoo. So my haircut, back in the, I used to make like $3,500, $4,200 a week. And that's before charging $40.
Yeah.
Right? And then because I was working the system, like people, I can put on Facebook in the morning and say, okay, I got morning slots from 5 to 9, from 5 to 8. It's $150. And people will be like, oh, you tripping? You charge too much. Anyway, we're gonna pay that. You're not even my client.
Yeah.
You're not even my client because people's paying that because they're paying for my time because I get up at 5 a.m. to be at the shop by 5:30, and I'm cutting people from 5:30 to 7, and then I cut my regulars from 8 to 2. Mm-hmm. So I done made my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
now if I'm off work, I'm off work because I done what I was supposed to do. I didn't come from 9 to 2, work from 9 to 2, and then be off of work. Like you can't. You're watching the wrong thing.
Yeah. Well, y'all heard it right here. The man himself, Mikey Espitia, then gave you the game on the barber chopping it up, schedules and everything you need to know right in that compact of message. But we're gonna turn aside again, y'all. I'm getting a nod that we got to pay some bills. Unfortunately, we will be back. You tuned in to the Chopping It Up podcast. Welcome back, everybody. You tuned in to the Chopping It Up podcast, and I'm here with my special guest, Mr. Mike Espitia, right here from the Bryan College Station area. He's a representation, the owner, CEO, whatever you want to call him. He's the all in all of the Gold Star Barber brand. Y'all know it. Y'all see the star. It's gold. Y'all, okay, man, I can't make this stuff up. It is what it is. Hey, man, we're sitting down chopping it up, man, and just allowing him to share some of his views and some of his knowledge, some of the game that he's learned in the barber industry and in business, and more so of his endeavors of what his continuation is in life for himself, for his business. He's sharing a lot of things that a lot of people wouldn't share. So I'm pretty appreciative of him coming by, stopping by, and sharing this with us on the Chopping It Up podcast, because he could have went anywhere else to view, to give his views, to give this insight, to give all this knowledge, but he came here. He chilling with your boy.
Yeah.
So hey, I back to the subject at hand, Mike. I just want to say, man, going forward, how is it that you can say I've made a stamp in what I've done in the barber game? Like, how is it that you can know that you've not just seeing the success, but in here and in here?
I can say, there's a few different avenues and routes that you can take, and you can. There's so much that I experience, and everybody's success is different.
Yeah.
But I can say even from creating an appointment system to, I think we said this in the barbershop a long time ago. I said barbers are going to be like the next athletes. Because remember, I used to come into the barbershop with the trophies.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, this is cool, And then I see kids at like H-E-B or Walmart or whatever, and they just like, oh, they live it like, there go my barber, Mike, he cut my hair. And it was like, I don't know if it's that or when we created a safe haven for when women can bring their kids to the barbershop.
Yeah.
Or when I was able to work for a company, I worked for Adidas, had to deal with Adidas for 3 years. And then COVID hit. Or like just being around high profile people. Kevin Sumlin put the barbershop in the locker room. That was a deal that we had worked on. Buzz got one in the barbershop in the basketball locker room for me. And now I'm cutting University of Texas coaches, football and basketball. And I'm out there, and I still cut A&M. Like, so it's like everybody's success is different, and I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and I'm still having fun with it. So like, I feel like I really haven't met my maximum potential, but like every day it's just like I can go home and kind of just sit back and reminisce on what I've done, what I've created, and sometimes it goes over some people's head because I just shared a post the other day, and people my guy was like, man, I remember that barbershop, I shared a post, and it was the Mike's Barber Studio with I think it was like 7 years or 9 year a story that came up, and I did a post like this, and I did a post in the barbershop, and it was me, JB, Vale, Gabe, and when I did that post, right, everybody's just seen the barbershop. I was like, oh, that was the spot, you know, da 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 da. But they everybody that was in the barber chair that video, all playing in the NFL. You had the center. You had the center for the Saints, Eric McCoy, right? You had Terrell Dotson, right? You had Travion Williams, and then you had I think you had somebody James Hartford. But if you look at the picture, everybody plays in the NFL.
Yeah, whatever happened to Williams? Did he go? He went pro. What he played with? That's the running back, right?
Yeah. So that was. Remember, I cut him when I was working at Install. Yeah. So there's another Travion Williams that plays for the Bengals.
Okay.
And so I think it was Travion Williams, Tyrell Dodson, Jermaine Illuminor, and Eric McCoy, and that's who was in the shot.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Those four, and they all play in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so Travion Williams, you know, he was on with I think he played for a little bit for the Cowboys, and I think he played a little bit for the I want to say the Colts.
Okay.
And then he was on practice squad. But yeah, that's the first player at A&M that I cut, and I started with was Trey Williams, and then I cut Jermaine Illuminor. No, Jermaine Ifedi. They played for the Seahawks, and now he plays. I think he plays for the Bears.
Yeah, that's a big boy, though.
Yeah, that was.
That's a big boy, though, man. God,
yeah, I mean, we seen it. We seen so many people. We seen Myles Garrett, Christian Kirk. I cut Kyler Murray. I think 1 year I had 27 players I cut in the NFL, and then 5 in the NBA.
Yeah. Now this the question I want to know. Now, did any of them come back and give you the check? You ain't got to answer. You ain't got to answer that.
I mean, shit, but I do like a lot of them show love. Like that's how I be going to the football games, and they send some jerseys, and you know they come back in town, and I still chop them up. And there's a lot of stuff that I do that I don't record. I don't take pictures because a lot of this stuff that we do it's like living in the moment. Like when I went to Colorado and I cut Deion Sanders. Like I was I'm in the third floor. Is the baby right here? The baby, CC Sabathia, Tara Owens, Eric Gordon, like everybody's like up there, and it's like you can't be taking pictures. Like
you know, gotta act like you've been here before.
Yeah, and I'm just living in the moment. Like I was in a room. There's Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was right there. You know, I'm in a room with like a whole bunch of different people. I seen Rick Ross the game when I was out there in Colorado. There's just I've been in rooms with so many different people. But you really like that's just us just living in the moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Now I'm gonna switch gears, Mike. Now, just for a little, and this you can answer this, or you don't have to answer this.
Oh, I'm gonna answer it. You know.
Well, now what you think about Diddy?
Oh shit! You know, man.
Think he guilty?
I mean, he might be the ringleader, but there's always somebody above. I always feel there's somebody above, and there's somebody above. But right now, I feel like he's taking the blame for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they're putting it all on one person. Because when Kanye was, or what's that other dude from Nickelodeon, or I think it was, or That's So Raven, and he crazy. He is crazy. Well, damn, Orlando Bloom?
Orlando Brown.
So Orlando Brown, like, but he was saying some stuff, and then Cat Williams came on there. And I knew Cat wasn't lying when Cat Williams said that he could run a 4.540, and he went out there and he ran that 4.540.
Cat did?
I said, yeah, he telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you talk shit and you back it up like that, you know.
Well, I'm a fan of Cat Williams because when he told about all that stuff was going to happen on
and it's coming out
on the Shannon podcast, the Club Shay Shay, I was like, man.
But I said, I think too, it's like Diddy right now is just taking the blame for everybody. But think about it, like you got Jay-Z, you got Beyonce, and people don't want to hear that. But and I always think like. A lot of stuff that happened in the past, the Biggie, the Pac, the Aaliyah stuff, like all that stuff, like it was something behind that.
Yeah.
And like there's levels. There's levels, right? Yeah. So you got like the Epstein, the Epstein Island or whatever that was, and so there's stuff out there, and it's just different and in different ways. Like I think the other day on TikTok, there was something my kids was watching, but it was like Dancing with the Devil. And it's a TikTok deal where they went to that supposedly went to that church, and that guy was like hypnotizing them or brainwashing them, and like it made them quit talking to their family and all this and all that. And it's stuff out there. Like I know there's stuff out there, but people say they so like I was just seeing Eminem been dissing Diddy since '96.
Yeah,
like he been exposing stuff like that since. And they say Kanye crazy, but Kanye, Kim is part of the sex slave.
Yeah.
So it's like, and people say, well, they crazy, but it's what media. The media is crazy because they're so we all kind of to the Diddy stuff, but what's really going on with the ports closing? Israel just got bombed. Like it's so much other stuff that they're not paying attention to because we paying attention to somebody else's business.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why I say I really don't. I be trying to be minding my business and voting how I need to vote and trying to put council people into the council because at the end of the day, it's what's going to help me in my future.
Yeah, yeah. With that being said, Mike, you know, with the election coming up, man, there's a lot of things that people, you know, everybody's, you know, gonna vote the way they vote.
Yeah.
What's best for them.
But I say if you can voice your opinion after the fact that everything happens, or you're voicing what you don't like, and well, you should have voiced it before. Created a group, found people that thought like you, went and had them push it and promote it, you know, or create that little group. And now we all thinking the same way. Now we telling people, hey, you know, think about the future of your kids, the families. Like, what was that? I was teaching at College Station High School, and one of the girls was like, well, I live right here, right outside of school. And I said, okay, you know. And then somebody else is saying, like, well, yeah, when they built the school, they kicked my grandma out, and her house been here for this long. And I was like, yeah, but think about it. Like, the people that you vote for, well, around the school, they're going to put businesses.
Yeah.
And you live right around the school right now. So this is why it's very crucial to see what we are voting for and what their future holds. Because if their future doesn't hold the community around the school, well, everybody going to be in the same boat of your houses, your parents' houses, you know, the house that's supposed to be passed on now is getting sold, or now the taxes are raising up and you can't afford it.
Yeah.
You know, and now they're kicking you out because they're going to take it. If they want it, they're going to take it. But you just got to. They're not going to just, you evict you, but they're going to do something to where you can't afford it because I had to go through it. I got a commercial property, and they be picking at me.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's because somebody else wants your land. Mm-hmm. And now when they want their land, they're going to try to drive shit up for you and make it hard on you. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to have your team of people and people that you know in office and you know that say, hey, no, don't fuck with him.
Yeah.
They say, okay, well, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That's man, that's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world, man. Like you said, that we have to be focused on.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, there are things that they put out there that are happening to entertainers and singers, and that takes our focus off the main focus.
Yeah.
And like you said, when the ports were closed, I was like, man, I seen people immediately they filling their stuff up with like it was COVID with the toilet paper,
and they filling up the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it was Tyrese. From Fast and the Furious, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think on his Instagram he had posted it was a gentleman on the West Coast, and he was telling everybody, hey, y'all go on them strikes. Hey man, y'all hold out and y'all make sure y'all do what y'all need to do, because he was showing a video at the port, I think on the West Coast, and it was all just this automatic stuff. They was the lifts go and they get the cargoes and they take it, and you ain't seen not one human being out there on the lot at the port. And that's what they fighting for. But people think they fighting because of the money. At the end of the day, they fighting for their future and their families.
Yeah.
And that's what and that's what we get lost at, because we get so caught in the hype and the social media and doing this and doing that and trying to be influencer. Because really and truly, the more time you spend on Instagram, the more time you spend on YouTube, the more time you spend on those things, the more money that they make.
Yeah.
So you making them money, and by just sitting there and you just scrolling, watching videos, you making them money.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, no, like I want to be able to live life and invest in my kids, so I'm investing into the future. A haircut, I go so hard in the haircut industry, and for people, because they don't think like I think, right?
Yeah.
So I go so hard, and I try to get the best out of them, because if you quit this and go do something else, well, is that a need or is that a want? Because once your industry that you're jumping into is a want and not a need, it's not a necessity, well, then when it's time for budget cuts, or when it's time to say I can't afford that no more, then we just leave that. We just leave you and go do something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that's what a lot of people they don't think that way, because haircuts, a robot ain't gonna change no haircut.
No.
They're not gonna take over this industry, or not while I'm living, because you can't get this haircut like this, the detail work, the conversation. You can't you gonna sit there and you're gonna be feeling weird. Like, you probably not gonna want to go back, but when you come here, when people remember how you made them feel, so it's like, damn, that hot towel, you know, that raise that, And then
Yeah.
that's why this industry is gonna be here for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people, man, it's what you put into this industry is what you'll get out. You know, make best of every opportunity. So every opportunity that I'm getting into, shoot, I'm out there talking to Steve Sarkisian. I'm out there with the head coaches at A&M. You know, I'm out there meeting different people. I just went to dinner with some millionaires, and they was talking about a whole different ballgame of stuff that, like tax write-offs and this and that and an opportunity zone. And I'm just like, well, I need to put my business in an opportunity zone because I have so much. Oh man, I ain't gonna go there.
Yeah, wait. We ain't gonna hit y'all with it all right now. So
that's too much game.
We gotta do a part 3 to this thing, man. We gotta do a part 3 to this thing, man. But y'all heard it right here, man. On the Chopping It Up podcast, right here with my bro Mike Espitia. We're gonna get ready to sign off on tonight, man. But I really appreciate everything that was spoken by Mike, from just the business itself, the platform, the spirituality with having God operating in your life. It's very important that we take heed to what we do and how we do it, because a lot of people want to do stuff just for the moment.
Yeah.
And it's bigger than the moment. In order to have plenty of moments, you have to sustain yourself and go through the process. And when you go through the process of things and you generate things and you learn it, hey, you can pick out what moment you have.
Yeah.
You can pick it out. So I'm just not a fly-by-night guy, and I know Mike isn't either because he put the work in. So when it comes to that, you know, we don't know how many nights he stayed up, trying to figure out what to do in his business plan and things of that nature. Yeah. But we do know that he put the work in. So with that being said, Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you, man. If you want to say any last words as we close it out, do your thing, man.
Yeah. Really, well, I'm for the community. I'm really big on giving back to the community. So what we did recently was I helped a friend. You know, I said, hey, you know what? I need this, and this done. You know, like I can pay you for it, or I can help you meet your goals. Yeah. And he was like, all right. So I asked him what his goals were, and I said, okay, let's figure out how we can make that work. And we barter services. So what we're doing is we're leasing them the TVs in the barbershops, and so now he wants to shoot video. So he's going to come out, a business that signs up. He'll come out and shoot a high quality video, you know, and you can use that video, whatever you want to do on your advertising, your social media, whatever the case may be. And then also too, we'll set them up with like a 3 months to 6 month contract where we run the advertisement and TVs on the barbershop. So right here this month of October is us getting all this stuff prepared and things like that, redoing the barbershops a little bit, updating the TVs, updating the merch area, product area. So what we do is we want to help other businesses in the community play and advertise their business or their services or their products in the barbershops. And we'll constantly play those all day long. So if you have an e-business card, you can mail it to Ghostar Barbers University at gmail.com. You can send your business card. We'll put it on the screen. And if you want to go up a little bit further and do the advertising with the commercials and stuff like that, you know, he'll come in, shoot a high quality commercial, very good work. Very good work, really, for the price that we giving it out for. Because there's people that want to come in and shoot a video and they charge like $5K. Yeah. And it's like, you break that down, you're paying well underneath $5K for it. Yeah. And you can use that video for multiple things. So we just want to use our platform to help other people, you know, come in, use Gold Star's platform and let's work. You know, that's the biggest thing, is I always tell everybody, collaboration over competition. Yeah. We're already working on our next year's back to school event. So if anybody wants to participate in that, this past year was at Bryan High. Next year is going to be at Reed Arena. Texas A&M is going to pick it up. So we just keep growing everything that we do. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Y'all make sure that y'all patronize Mike and his business, this Gold Star brand, or whether you want to learn how to cut hair, or whether you know how to cut hair with a license. Hey, man, whatever you want to do in business and venture, hey, man, this is the guy in the Bryan College Station area. I call him the baby Jesus of the barber game. Y'all can't deny that.
You can't deny that. So, with that being said, I love you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Yes,
I'm always rooting for you. We always got haters, people that hate. But one thing about me, I ain't like that.
Yeah, I always say, don't hate, congratulate.
Yeah, I always congratulate, man.
Yes,
So,
sir.
and if anything, I know a lot of times you may or may not need something, but man, I'm always here, bro.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm always here, man. And I love you, man. I love your family. I love what you're doing. Keep doing it, bro.
Yeah, got
Whatever you do, keep doing it, Mike. Keep doing it. No matter what nobody say, keep doing it.
And sometimes we need that, like we get exhausted. We get like, feel like sometimes we just doing things and we kind of, us business owners, we kind of need that reinsurance.
Yeah.
Like, hey, give other business owners a pat on their back and things like that. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. Keep doing it, man.
Keep seeing
Because
what you're doing and growing and things like that. So, I wanted, me and Zachary Morgan from South Apple Repair are kind of trying to create this thing that we do. Is kind of come in, kind of let loose, but we call it tap in Tuesdays, where just business entrepreneurs just come in and just come in and just network, have a good time, maybe get some free drinks or something like that. We're trying to work something, but that's what we want to do. Tap in Tuesdays, where we just come in and invite people and just business owners or people that want to do business or different things and just, network.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. I guess we're going to have to get together again and do a part 3 to this thing because, man, all wasn't said and there's more to be said. So, once again, you're tuned in to the Chopping Up podcast. Hey, make sure you go subscribe to the channel, like, comment. Hey, man, do what you got to do to share the information that has been bestowed upon you today and in your ears. So, once again, thank you, Gold Star. Thank you, Mike. Hey, man, and we'll see you on the next go round right here at the Chopping It Up podcast. Y'all be blessed.
We be chopping it up. Word around town, we be chopping it up. AC the barber, he be chopping it up. Chopping it up. Brand new podcast, chopping it up. You can get you some game or you can get you a cut. We speaking all kind of topics from rich to poor. All negative vibes, get your ass out the door. We connecting with the people trying to get them some knowledge. Whether working 9 to 5 or trying to get into college. We talking business, religion, race, cops, sports, celebrity, health, ops, everyday life shit. We go through it too. Gotta have them new J shit, we blow money too. Who you vote for? Who your favorite sports team? Who you signing to? What's your deepest sports dream? AC the barber, he the man with the plan. Best cuts in the city, he the man, understand? AC the barber, he the man with the plan. Best cuts in the city, he the man, understand? And we be chopping it up. Word around town, we be chopping it up. AC the barber, he be chopping it up. Chopping it up. Chopping it up.